Hello. My name is Alex Contreras. I'm one of the developers for Yips. We have here, going down the line, Chase,
Yo.
Luke,
Hello.
and Sebastian.
Yo, what's up?
And we're just going to have a little developer's commentary on our game Yips. So I'm play through, and we're just going to very casually talk about the making of it.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
Luke, do you want to talk a little bit about the overworld here that you made?
Yeah, so I made the game, or I made the tile map in the Unity tile map editor. The art, I just downloaded some random asset pack off of itch.io. That's how we got the NPCs too. And then I just added some flowing lava and water to make it seem more interesting than it actually is. It's not a very interactive world, except for the NPCs. But
I actually like it a lot.
just-
I mean, it does what
I was gonna say, I think it looks very cool.
Yeah, I think it works. Like, there's enough interesting things going on that it does its job. It's not the focus of the game, but I thought it's really well done. Especially if you try to like explore it and stuff, like the fact that you can like see yourself like in like the windows and stuff. Like, it's a small thing, but I think it goes a long way.
Right.
I tried to add a little bit of 3D-ness to make it more interesting, so I'm glad that it was.
Oh, I love those little glass panes too that you can like see yourself behind.
Yeah. Okay, let's just just to preview some of the mechanics. So in the game, you basically just go up to somebody, they'll glow, and you can click on them either with your E or the click on the mouse, and you get to interact with them. And the whole premise of the game is that you're a detective and you're trying to figure out who's infected by this AI virus. So when we click this person,
Hiya, what's your name? I'm Marshall, but everyone calls me Marshy.
we get a...
Yeah, so that one's pretty obviously AI, if you can't tell.
Spoilers, Luke.
Sorry, I mean, there's nothing wrong with this character at all.
Yeah.
And
They're
Chase,
completely
can you
normal.
talk about the... I don't know if it was you and Sebastian, but like how you guys set up the dialogue for like the same questions for every single person. How did you decide on those questions?
It really was when we first started. We wanted to not make it go too out there with diverging path lines so that we could really have a systematic way to do it to make it easier when we go on with the AI.
Right.
So we then decided that we should probably have about 3 rounds
I'm a
of
material
questions,
scientist, so I
and
guess I'm
we
a
figured
little out
3
of my
questions
element,
for
but I'm
each
not
would
afraid to
be
try new things.
a good balance between having enough options without having an overwhelming amount of dialogue we would need. And then after doing that, we moved on to deciding that it would be best if we kind of shifted it so that the first set of questions were based around the past. The second set of questions were more about present type situations and getting to know. And then the third set of questions were more looking towards the future and like down the line questions, down the road.
It's definitely night in the woods.
I believe we pretty much decided to do like I came up with one for each, Sebastian came up with another, and then we had like the AI give us suggestions for the third.
Yeah, we ran it through Chat-GPT and gave it. We had it generate some ideas for us. I don't remember if we actually used all the ones that it gave us, but we did definitely think hard about like what those questions would be.
I'm curious whether Chat-GPT came up with the question that was like, what were you doing right before this?
It may have. I don't remember. That may have been one of the ones that we thought of. I think it might have been one of the ones. I think you thought of, Chase.
Yeah, I think so.
It does connect very well with the story, so I did think it's a human element that I think ChatGPT would have caught on.
Right. Yeah.
Are you scared to death? Is that ChatGPT?
That was Chase.
That was me. I wanted to hear what the characters would say.
No, that's an amazing question. Like, I think that's the one that's the most interesting to me. Like, I rarely clicked, "What is your dream job?" or "What are you gonna do when you leave here?" But "Are you scared of death?" is a banger. What's like? I mean, what Marshall Rex says about "Are you scared of death?"
Me? No, if I die, then there's nothing I can do, you know?
Also, I realized what's it called, Sebastian? How does it feel to hear your voice as an AI? Because I trained this voice off of Sebastian's voice lines.
It's definitely strange because I can tell that there's like imperfections and it sounds a little bit off, but in terms of like getting the inflections down of my voice, it's pretty spot on, I would say. It's really weird.
Freaky, yeah.
When we get to Luke's dialogue, it was also really strange because I hadn't heard the AI stuff that had been generated from his voice, and when I heard it in the game for the first time when we showed it off on Thursday, I turned to Luke and I looked at him. I said, "Is that you?" And he said, "No." And I was like, "Holy shit! It sounds just like you, though." It's insane. Absolutely insane. It is a little bit like the AI seems to be like quick when it says stuff, but then again, I'm a fast talker, so.
I mean, having done the audio editing for every single audio piece, I will say, like, we don't realize in our speeches, but we take a lot of breaths and pauses just naturally. And so, like, when looking at the AI, it's so easy because they don't take breaths. They don't need to take breaths. Like, unless you train them on a very breathy person, right? Like, typically, it's like, oh, this person just says it perfectly without any, like, need for, like, a mistake.
That was one of the things I noticed when I recorded Mackenzie for some of the lines, is that she takes a lot of breaths, and I had to, like, silence those bits out without making it sound strange. Yeah. Because you could tell it was a real person. Like, you heard the breathing.
I just use noise reduction on the Audacity. And it basically cuts out all the background volume. But then there's like long pauses that I usually would cut out as well. A lot for the Chase's dialogue.
Right.
Good luck. Hopefully this all gets sorted out.
Are they guilty?
That's a robot.
They're AI, but what about them?
Yeah. The boys.
Good chat.
Yeah.
Now for the next suspect.
Yeah, with some of them, it's super easy to tell. Like, right away, you automatically know what's wrong with them.
Yeah.
And it's super interesting because we chose to I'm not sure if, like, how random it was with your placement, but pretty much almost everyone will either go to the character to the left or character to right, to begin off. And for the character to the left, it's such an easy warm-up that it pretty much gets the player into a state of like, oh, this game's going to be super easy. And most of the characters in the center have that same general vibe of, it's not that challenging, but as you go to these later branches, you're like, oh shit, this is actually kind of confusing.
Yeah.
It does get progressively more difficult.
I say that, but I think this person caught a lot of people off guard, if I remember. This is the protagonist, I'm pretty sure, right?
Oh, it's the Sword Art Online, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hi, sir.
Yeah.
What can I do for you?
So I think it's funny that we put Sebastian's voice, like the AI voice, and his real voice right next to each other.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
It doesn't sound that
That was an
off.
accident.
I mean...
No,
I randomly placed all the characters.
my
I like
duty to help
dispersed
push
them
you moving
randomly
forwards.
throughout the lab. I did not think about it whatsoever.
I feel like you can definitely tell it's me, but you might not know at first.
This is the line that tricked everyone in the class.
I gotta say, I think it might actually be Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
No, everyone thought that was
your voice for this.
Everyone thought that was AI generated because they didn't think Sword Art Online was a video game, or if they
Really?
knew about it, they thought it was too niche that nobody would write that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Whereas, like, the main first thing I saw when I saw this character was like, this just looks like a Sword Art Online character. So then
He
just
does look
wrote
like a
it down
Sword Art.
as
I remember when we actually found that image. That was one of the things that we talked about. Looks like a fucking
Honestly, I
enemy
haven't thought
protagonist.
that much about my future. Kind of far way off from me right now.
Was it fun to record these lines, Sebastian?
Oh yeah, it was incredible. I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do for the characters that I was given. I really like using the sound studio here. It really I can like get into the mode, you know, when I'm recording. And the thing is like, if there's too much personality on the AI, you can't like, or on the on the character, you can tell that it's not AI, because the AI is not going to generate something with like a ton of personality. It will definitely do a good job of like mimicking the voice, but in terms of like inflection, it's not going to like be very creative, I feel. So I had to kind of like figure out what I could do that sounded generic enough that it could feasibly have been created by an AI, but also like try and give it a little bit of like a human aspect. I think like
Hope you're able to
generic
figure out whatever is
enemy
troubling you,
protagonist
sir.
fits for this character.
Are they guilty?
Yeah, no, he
looks like that.
does sound like an anime protagonist. I think you hit that right in the head.
I looked
Yeah.
like it literally fits the like. I think we did a really good job of usually fitting the voices to like the art.
Yeah,
They're AI.
definitely.
What about them as AI?
Also, it's
This
interesting
is
that
AI generated, if I remember right. Their
Yeah.
parents just carry-
Finished
yeah.
with that one. Time to
But-
continue.
It's interesting because our teacher pointed out that the neck of one of the characters looked weird, but not that character. And I think like with AI, the AI generated images always have weird, skinny, disproportionate looking necks.
They
But
do,
he
yeah.
didn't catch it for that one. But he
Yeah.
mistakenly pointed out a weird looking neck for a character that wasn't
We
generated
can
by
show
AI.
one of the AI made women. Is it up
Let's see.
here? It's one of these two, right?
Oh, which one are you looking at?
I think the one on the right
Not-
is real.
Nadia. This one? This one's real?
Yes, I think. No, the one on the right is real. That one's real.
This one, okay. So the left is not fake. I'll just check.
Oh, hey there. What can I help you with?
No, this is AI. This is AI voice.
That's definitely AI.
We'll just get to this
Yeah.
one.
I was in the lab testing Valerie by showing some slides and having her determine which were AI and which were real.
I actually think this one is
Honestly,
really
they are
well
quite
done.
annoying.
Yeah.
They are truly some of the most incompetent people I know.
We all know
Yeah.
Mackenzie too, so we've worked
Yeah.
with her, and so we know her voice pretty well. And it obviously like Sebastian said, it lacks a lot of character, but it mimics the inflections
It's-
very
yeah.
well.
It's very, very
No.
convincing.
And
No
see,
worries.
with this character, it's super trippy because it doesn't seem like that personality wouldn't match this character.
Right. Yeah.
I try to choose
kind
the
of
AI
monotoneness
voices
fits.
that fits the picture that we were given.
Yeah.
This is
They're artificial, but what's off about them? On to the next
I
suspect.
also
guess
try
we
to make
didn't-
I try to make the dialogue for the detective says each time not the same thing. Like, sometimes it's the same thing,
Right.
but it's mixed up enough where you don't fall into the same hole over and over and over again. So I think this is Nadia, if I remember.
That's not Nadia. That is Valerie.
Oh yeah, that is Valerie. You're right.
One of
Nadia
the things
had
I.
Sorry,
What were you saying? Alex?
yes,
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't remember if we explained it or not, but there are like 3 different things that could be AI for each character.
Yeah.
So like it could be the picture, it could be the voice, or it could be the lines. And you kind of have to like guess which one is the
Yeah,
AI.
it's never more than one.
I
Yes.
think it's this one then.
Hello, I'm Nadine.
Yeah. Nadine.
Yeah.
This is AI generated. I don't know if you want to
I'm
talk about.
so mad that they caught it. They did catch this one in class.
I honestly like I get it. Like the reason why they caught it is because some of the stars look like non-human, but I think it looks amazing. I can't even tell. Like to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks hand
Here
drawn.
at the lab. I signed
To
up
me.
for the cash bonus.
If
but
we
the research
would have
is
had, like, a
intense,
background
and I'd like to
remover,
get out of here.
it
I'm going to go
totally
home
would
and
have
make
fooled
dinner
people,
for
I
my
think.
partner and me.
Oh,
I feel like
definitely,
we
yeah.
both had a long day and just need to take it easy for the rest
There
of
were
the
some
night.
people
so
who
that's
I
the
know.
plan.
They kind of mentioned the eyes. The eyes kind of look strange, and
Yeah,
that
the
was
eyes
what
do look
threw them
strange
off.
when you look at them.
Because when you look up close, they do look a little weird.
We were also talking about
But-
how well the Bing Dalle like AI, like how well it does anime girls in particular.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
think-
definitely
I guess
seems
it's
to have
probably-
a large data set from it.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
No, like Chase was doing like a lot of guys to begin with, and then the minute he hit like anime girls, it just like the pipeline just started going. He's like, oh, we got another one, we got another one, we got another one.
Because
The
like
pipeline.
the only reason I thought to do that was because you guys made the comment that you just kept seeing anime girls when you were looking for art. So I was like, well, let me see what happens if I make one.
Yeah.
It did make our lives difficult because then we had to actually find voice actors that weren't a developer. We had to go
Yeah,
out and talk
yeah.
to people. This is actually one of Chase's friends for Nadine right here.
Mhm.
I think I might have trained the voice for one of the AIs off this voice. Off of Nadine.
Oh yeah,
So you're
we'll talk
gonna-
about that because it's the bottom right corner of this room, if I'm not mistaken.
We
It
can-
was
we can
nice
get-
talking to you. Let me know if you have any other questions.
So you can
Think
get an
the bottom
idea what
right
Nadine
corner-
sounds like.
Oh my.
Oh, that's an AI because of the picture. I think the bottom right corner is a dude.
Yeah, so
This
that
is
one.
a dude, but this
Uh,
one.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
doesn't this fit the voice though? Like the picture. It's like
Yeah.
it's not bad.
And see, like this seriously, I think was my breaking point in this project when like it kind of freaked me out because I didn't know you were going to generate the voice of my friend this way, and it wasn't until like right before class when I was testing through the game that I noticed it.
I was looking around for one
then,
of the other
like,
volunteers.
the
to
most
see if they could
surrealist
give me a ride
experience
back to
was-
my place tonight.
I have my one friend who is friends with the person who voice this was trained off of play through the game, and they legitimately didn't even recognize it as AI. They thought it was my friend, while every other voice they recognized as AI.
Wow.
Really?
That's crazy. I think it did
like-
well. I think some of the nice thing, I think the unexpectedly cool part about this game is the fact that like the questions you ask will give answers, right? But you don't know what answers. Like every single character has a different answer, and there are different. So like, when you talk to a certain person, like there's no way to know this, right? But there's certain answers that will give away that it's AI for certain people. So like when we're talking about the things that have been written by AI, if you ask about like very specific things, like what's your favorite video game, or like what do you think about death, like typically those answers feel a lot more AI generated because they seem unnatural. Versus like with the voice AI, if you get an answer that's like kind of longish, it's more easy to be like, oh, that's definitely an AI voice because it's like unnatural pauses, unnatural cadence, like when it's longer. And so it's cool that it's like random, right? But like every single playthrough, you might get a person that gets lucky because they get more information based on the answers that they choose or the questions they choose.
I agree with you. I think that there were a couple of times where I was mad that because you were playing the game in class, and I think one time you asked the character what their favorite video game was, and I was like, oh no, because I know that this character is written by AI, and they're gonna give some really generic answer like, my favorite game is Animal Crossing, a game in which you build your homestead and trade other, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That was
gives
for
it
one of the cat girls.
Yeah. I think it's one of the cat girls.
It was from Luna.
Yeah.
and like when the class heard that, they instantly knew it was AI, and I knew they were gonna know it was AI.
Yeah.
I thought honestly when I heard that, I didn't even think of that. I literally thought that was Chase writing it to make it seem like it was AI.
That's the thing. It's sometimes it's hard to know whether or not it's the writers having written something purposefully like kind of AI-ish, or if it's the AI itself. That is what gets me about this project in specific. Is
Well,
that
I'm not sure since I don't exactly know what this
I would also say
situation
though,
is.
like for me specifically, I especially was striving not to make my AI sound, my writing sound like AI, just writing in my normal style.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just
Yeah.
interesting to see the comparison.
I tried not to like make it sound AI either. The only time where I tried to do that was with the voices, or I didn't. Well, I mean, I tried not to give it like too much human personality because you can tell, but yeah, it's insane. It plays mind games with you.
I'm gonna head back to my place and
I
probably
wrote
head
a
straight
couple
to
of
bed. I have a
characters
long
for
day
this,
ahead of me
and
tomorrow.
when I first
Don't worry about
started,
it.
I was trying to write them like AI, and then I went back and reread them, and I was like, wow, that writing is so
Done here. I
bad.
gotta move on.
So I tried to give them a little more personality as I went on.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the writing was probably... Would you guys say that the writing was the most difficult aspect to determine whether a character was AI?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's by far. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, like you mentioned, like the Animal Crossing one. Like the video game is always a pretty easy one to determine what is an AI-written one. But like, it's also kind of just hard because it's not as in your face, right? With the and a lot of people were talking about this in class, but the AI voices, like, it's something you hear, and then like the picture is something you see, and so those are two like very big ones that a lot of people like to focus on, and then they even forget like, oh, they could be saying words that are very unusual, like the section here, these like two over here, and then this red guy over here. These three are mine, and they're all written by AI, and not a single person guessed AI for any of mine like that were written. They were all so distracted by my voice. So they either said innocent or they said that the art was AI. Like Kermit the Frog, I think, is down here.
Hey, busy with coding. No biggie.
They're so focused on the art, and they knew that the voice was an AI. But
So here's a question for you. Do you think that you can sell bad writing with good voice acting.
I certainly
100%.
think you can definitely support it a lot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, yeah, you played Skyrim, right?
Last thing I remember is working on some coding projects for the project. Nothing seemed off, you know?
We got a
Everything
great
was
reaction
normal.
from this guy's dialogue
I
in
think.
class.
I know, but if you ignore the voice and look at the writing, it makes no sense. I was working on my coding projects for the project. What does it even fucking mean? It's so nonsensical. I was literally thinking, like, if I didn't give such a weird voice to this character, like, it'd be so obvious to everybody this was written by AI.
I think they just weren't paying attention.
No, yeah.
Because I think if you think about it, you can be like, okay, that writing is pretty weird.
Yeah, they thought the image was fuzzy, and that's why it was AI generated.
Dude, I can't get
Yeah,
enough
that was
of
interesting.
Cyber Rush.
I think that's why we
It's a
chose
sick
that image.
multiplayer game with futuristic vibes and cool graphics. Totally addicted to it, man.
Do you guys think that if you're going to use AI to write dialogue, that you can categorize what you can use AI to write dialogue for and what you can't? For example, like, you probably wouldn't use AI to write the answers to the question, what is your favorite video game? But maybe you might use it for another question.
See, I would say you would need to give the AI a lot of backstory so that it's matching your setting. Because, like, for example, with favorite video game, it's a pot shot whether or not it creatively comes up with a brand new idea, or if it's going for a more real game that it knows of.
Right.
Yeah, honestly,
Because,
for me, I think if I ever used like Chat-GPT in the future for games, for dialogue, what I would probably do is write a couple of dialogue. I would make the character myself. I would write it myself, get an idea for the character, and probably write like a couple of dialogue interactions and how this character sounds, and then give that to ChatGPT and say, give me more dialogue for this interaction. So it saves me like the effort of having to write in this kind of character for a lot of interactions, but it's trained off of a character I wrote, and it's good at mimicking. It's not good at creating, you know?
Well, so do you think there's like, do you think that you need to do 90% of the writing and then spare that 10% by letting the AI do it? Or do you think you can only do like 10% of the writing and then the AI can do the rest of the 90%? Like, what is the ratio of work that you think AI could realistically do for dialogue?
Yeah, I guess. Like, who wouldn't be, right? But I'm not planning on kicking the bucket anytime soon, dude. Get too many tech dreams to chase.
I think I could do 10% and I could do the 90.
I think
no problem.
That
Catch
voice
you
like
later.
distracted me.
Are they guilty?
surely, I mean, okay, so the
They are
the way
AI.
I took
What about
this,
them as AI?
the
Finish
question
with
that you
one.
asked, Luke,
Time
because
to
you
continue.
framed it in a different way than what I thought you had meant by it. What I thought you meant was that, are there like characters that you could have it write as like menial NPCs essentially, shopkeepers and things like that. And my like answer would have been yes, but at the same time, the way that I tend to use ChatGPT is I don't really use it to do the writing. I kind of use it as like a litmus test where I will have character stuff written, then I will run stuff through ChatGPT to see what it generates, and then I kind of can come up with dialogue ideas based off of that. So I'm not sure. I honestly, I would say that I don't know that it could write like 90% and have it be anything substantial. I think that unless it's like a background character that you literally never talk to, but for important main characters, that probably has to be all human. I could see ChatGPT writing something that is
Hey, how are ya?
that usable or that creative within the context of the narrative, you know?
Not even a little bit?
Yeah, maybe, but I feel like that would be more on accident than on purpose.
Luna and I were testing one of our samples. She was pretty excited, so I think we were close to something big.
I think people immediately figured out that this was an AI-generated image, which is crazy because looking back at it now, this is probably the best AI-generated image.
No, it's really good. This is the one that I play with my partner, right?
I really like Doom.
Oh no. How is this person? That's unexpected for the picture. You guys wrote the dialogue off the picture, right?
Yeah, we found the picture first.
Okay. So you just went for like the unexpected. I really like.
Yeah,
games.
yeah. I was originally gonna make it something cutesy like Animal Crossing, and then I decided no, it'd be funny. She liked this really brutal game.
There's no way an AI generated this dialogue.
Yeah.
It's too funny. It's too ironic.
I really want to make a difference.
I do still love though.
And helping
Like
others,
as soon
I
as
don't
we
care
got
what
the
I do.
anime girls, Sebastian, we pretty much were like, here you go, Sebastian, have fun.
Yeah, no, Luke gave me he was like,
They are
oh yeah,
AI,
Sebastian gets 8 and
but
11 because
finished
she
with that
cat
one.
girls.
Time to continue.
But then again, I did know somebody who could voice them, so.
Hi there. My name is Luna.
I feel this is the opposite of Kiki. Like they both have very colorful faces, but one is AI generated art and one is AI generated dialogue.
Yeah.
But they both fill
it's
like a
kind of
very
interesting.
specific niche, right? And so you can see the contrast of how the AI writes this character.
Wait, which one do we want to?
Scientific research.
Oh, I was gonna say, which option do we
How
want to
cool is
pick
that?
to expose that it's written by AI?
Oh, the favorite video game. You ready for this?
Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's a super relaxing and fun game where you get to
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah,
this is the one.
Yep.
hang out
Like,
with cute
as
animal
soon as it
friends,
used the
and collect
dash, it was
kinds of
all
fun
over.
items.
Yep.
Yeah, nobody in the history of the world would ever describe their favorite video game so dryly, without any human compassion. It's like a dictionary to giving the definition for what their video game is.
Yeah.
How did the AI write Are You Scared of Death?
It's natural to be scared of death, but I try not to let that fear control me. I believe that life is a precious gift, and I want to make the most of it while I can.
That's actually not a bad response. I feel like it's a very human response. Like that's not poorly written at all.
One of the things you can kind of tell about the AI is that it tends to be overly verbose. One of the things that I actually, for the dialogue that I had the AI write, I ran it through once, and it gave me like paragraphs of dialogue, and I had to tell it to write less. I said, okay, give me these answers, but write them in fewer words, like 1 or 2 sentences. And even after that, you can still tell it's very, very long, you know?
You're welcome.
See,
It was
I
great
will say
chatting
though,
with
I
you.
think
Are they
the
guilty?
character in the top left of this room though was the
They're
best,
AI, but what about them as AI?
the best result of
Finished with
AI
that
generated
one. Time to
dialogue,
continue.
as far as like
Oh, the edgy guy?
not sounding AI.
Yeah.
We can do the edgy guy. I think I sold on my performance, but there are some lines that definitely are AI that I knew was AI when I was reading it.
Hey, what's up?
Alright, what's a good one?
This character.
I forget.
Another thing too, like another important detail is sometimes, and I did this too when I was voicing a couple of the characters, but sometimes we tend to just not read certain words to like make it sound more natural. Like you didn't say, hey there, what's up? You said, hey, what's up?
Oh,
And
that's fair.
if you
Yeah.
feed that to an AI, it's going to say exactly every word that you give it. So that's kind of another giveaway as to the dialogue that was AI generated, or the voices that were AI generated or were.
Yeah, and
There
it's
was a-
hard to
there was
say
a
every
point where I
word.
did it
Like,
too.
especially when you're voicing. Like, I did these like over and over again, and it's like hard to catch because it sounds so
Yeah.
natural to say, "Hey, what's up?" rather than "Hey there, what's up?" You know.
Right.
The last thing I remember is feeling kind of woozy after the experiment, and bam, I woke up in this lab, dude.
I don't think I
Also,
gave
we
it the
forgot
proper
to take out
inflection
the
at the end
watermark.
there. Wait, what did I take out?
The
The
watermark
watermark.
above the
I
shoulder.
spilled my soup.
You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
people
can't really
notice
take that out.
that.
I think sometimes you gotta give them free gimmies. This is a free. Okay, it's not the art. If you know anything about the art and you know about the art
True.
world, you know this is probably not AI generated.
Yeah.
And so they have to, but there's still a lot of choices, right? Because it could still be the voices, it could be the writing, or it could be innocent. And I'm pretty sure in class they thought this guy was innocent. They thought there was no AI generation, which is crazy because it was definitely written. What's
Yeah.
What, I guess your
My
family?
fam's always been.
Well, I
Yeah,
honestly
my
think it's
rebellious
because
ways.
it didn't use full words.
They know
People
all about
don't really
pushing
expect
back.
AI not to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing. Because you told it to use like slang.
I noticed though when you tell the AI to generate dialogue that's a little more casual, it always does the thing where it adds a comma to the end and puts like or like
Bro,
comma
dude.
or
Yeah.
bro or yeah.
It did save my fams, right? So that's pretty in the know, in the lingo.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I ain't scared to death, bro. I'm all
Like
about
that one.
standing for
Ain't
my
scared of death, bro.
beliefs.
Yeah.
The difference.
And then you feel me?
You feel me?
It just has very like it has obvious patterns that are only obvious if you've used it before, but then you can be like, oh, it keeps doing the thing where it adds a little clause at the end.
I will say
Minus the slang,
this
you
line
can
of
kinda
dialogue
tell.
isn't bad though. Like ain't scared of death, bro. I'm all about standing for my beliefs and taking risks to make a difference. You feel me? That's not horribly like. It's very corny, right?
Yeah.
Like I barely voice this character. I feel like you could probably give it a better voice, but
this is Baby's first attempt at writing edgy dialogue, I would say.
Right.
It's good. It's a good first pass over.
No.
See that second line,
Happy to help
where it like was talking about making a difference. That one like gives it away for me because the AI is always talking about that.
I think no
With all the lines
problemo
on
is
it
pretty
generated.
bad. Like problemo? Like, this guy's Spanish now? It's like,
Yeah.
what does this mean? I don't know.
Are they guilty?
To me, it was like, this is nonsensical. I cannot waste this gosh damn character.
They are AI, but what about?
I think that's probably a good test to see
that one. Type
whether
it.
the dialogue is usable. If it's easy to read, for the voice acting, I feel like then kind of insinuates that it's natural speech, as opposed to the AI dialogue, which is kind of like verbose and I don't know, just kind of cumbersome.
It is.
What is
like,
it
even
now?
when I was trying to voice some of the AI lines, there was a lot of like words. It was a mouthful. And there's not a lot of pauses either.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like run-on sentences.
This is the one trained on Sebastian's gangster Brooklyn accent. It doesn't get the Brooklyn at all. It just gets the.
Oh, no, it was,
not
Luke,
Sebastian,
wasn't
Luke's,
Yeah.
Brooklyn accent. It didn't get. I don't think it got any of the Brooklyn. It literally just got Luke's like cadence and did it.
I was
Well, that's the
wandering
thing
around
about,
your facility, inspecting where my cash is going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the AI voices is that they never get the accents, which is why I was surprised that people thought the British accent or the British voice was AI. Because
Everyone immediately thought it was.
but it's like, no, the AI can't do accents.
Yeah.
It can only do very moderate American accents.
Well, one of the things. So when I first recorded the British guy, it kind of reminds me of like those really old like phone AIs or like AIs, quote unquote, and not like generation AIs, but like when you ask Siri something and you have it like voice in a male British accent. That's what it kind of reminded me of. Not like 11 Labs, but like something kind of generic like that. And I think that's why everyone like decided that it was an AI, because it sounded very monotone and kind of like fake, you know. And so I think that is kind of like what tipped people off. But I was very surprised, to be honest, because accents is one of those things that like AI can't really do, you know.
It's also like the biggest compliment in the world. They thought it was so good it was AI.
I know, yeah.
So devoid of human error.
Yeah.
My family is all worth far more than any of the people in this room.
I don't know who wrote this character, but I love because it fits this picture so well.
This edgelord.
The edgelord, right?
I think.
Like, are you scared of death? Like,
As if that shall happen to me.
Yeah.
Try to hurry this whole thing up, why don't you?
See, I might have a little experience writing the edgier type
Yeah.
character.
AI, but
I
what
tried
also
to jump on this character.
on to the next suspect.
Yeah.
There's a thing in the top. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there was a mistake in the picture of that last character in the top right corner. It looked like a squiggle.
Yeah, I
But
did
yeah,
see
if you
that.
saw that, you could probably determine that it was not an AI generated image.
Right.
See, I will say though, like, it's still funny to me how, despite these all be randomly placed, in the left side, they're all AI generated dialogue.
Yeah.
Like all three characters.
Yeah.
I think it was
What's
just
it
like
to you?
the ratio of AI character. We had so many AI characters that we were bound to get them in clusters.
And
Yeah.
AI written
Right,
ones, we had
right.
like that was the max, right? There was 5 AI written ones, where there was only like 4 AI voiced ones, and there was only like I think there was also 5 AI generated pictures, but like
I think
we
there's
had, like,
only
a lot.
3 real people.
Yeah. This is one of the real ones though. This is thanks to Luke. Luke brought this character to life.
I've been asleep for a few hours, so I couldn't tell you.
Everyone loved this. Everyone laughed so hard.
Everyone is getting a kick out of this guy.
The video game one is, I love this line.
Haven't played a game in decades. I'm more of a poker kind of guy, but I suppose I used to really like asteroids.
Dude.
Yeah.
Especially in our video
like,
game
this
class when
guy's
we
old.
talked about asteroids, like, that was killer.
Yeah.
Any job will do. Anything to get me a little money. Why do you think I'm here? Hey, before you leave, you got a light?
I still think this is like my favorite closing line of "Do you got lights?"
Yeah,
Done here. I gotta move on.
This is not something an AI would write.
Also,
at
like,
all.
it's in the picture, right? He's literally
No, it's
like,
not at
smoking
all.
a cigarette, right? So
Yep, yep.
it's perfect.
You can tell it's human written, but cool character.
Can you tell that it was a human image too? Was that like really obvious?
No, not to me at least.
No, yeah.
Like, if you tell me it, then I can be like, oh yeah, definitely, because there's a human touch to it. I can't tell that kind of stuff.
Me neither. Do you guys think that someone who is really good at art would be better at playing this game?
Cashier.
So, I actually have like a number of artists I've had play this, and the general consensus I've got is that it's extremely easy to tell bad art from AI art. It is really hard to tell good, like solid studio art against AI art.
But because we chose all like bad art, it was pretty easy then. We chose we tried to choose like the lowest of the low in terms of human art.
Yeah, because like for example, one of my friends gave we had a lot of pencil sketch AI and pencil sketch human art, and the pencil sketch human art doesn't have the same amount of polish that an AI pencil sketch art would.
Right.
That's interesting.
I don't see them often. My mom's gone, and my dad's usually out on business.
Are you trying
Someone
to,
said that I. Sorry.
Are you trying to channel like the I forget what the anime like stereotype is, but like the Sun Sideru or whatever it is.
I was trying to sound edgy, if that's what you mean.
The edgy guy, the Vegeta to the main character.
Someone said that I was way too sensual in my delivery of some of these lines.
Wait, I want to hear this. Are you scared of that?
Some of the lines are like.
Maybe. Not for myself.
I can kind of hear it now. Maybe.
I think the original lines that I had written were like kind of funny. Because when I wrote this character, I think he looked a lot like Harry. So I wrote him to be like really, really gay for Oliver.
Well, so I saw that and I changed it because we had like at that point 2 or 3 characters that had some sort of like relationship to Oliver, and I was like, that's too much. You know, there can't be that much.
It is, yeah. I didn't even realize that.
Everyone must know Oliver.
I don't even know who Oliver is. I'm gonna be honest here. I literally looked at this line. Like, I don't even know which suspect is named Oliver.
Oh shoot, you don't know.
Oliver's the one with the heart.
All the hearts.
Yeah.
I think it might be that guy.
Oh, is that the one I voiced? This guy?
Yeah, it's your sensual one.
What can I do for you?
You know what? Yeah, I get it.
To be fair, he is pretty cute, so I could see all the appeal.
I definitely went for ooh voice here. A little bit of southern twang.
Before this happened, I was grabbing a coffee with Henry, one of the lead researchers here.
Henry, he's an actor.
Discussing my role as a volunteer and how I could best contribute to the ongoing AI research.
This is very
that
verbose,
voice
so I
line is
agree.
way too long.
Yeah. It's like super long.
I'm really concerned about the situation. I'm doing everything I can to help contain the virus and assist with the investigation.
Yeah.
It's so fucking AI written.
To be honest, the idea of death scares me a lot. Especially now with this virus that has turned people into AI. It's all very strange and unsettling. You're
For that line, I had to like tell
if there's
it.
anything else I
sorry.
can do to assist with
It was always whenever it mentioned the AI that it
investigation.
gave it away to me because none of our writing did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not funny enough for Chase or Sebastian to have written this.
Are they guilty? They are AI, but what about them as AI? Finished with that one. Time to continue.
What were you saying, Luke?
I was just gonna say, I completely lost it.
Hey, I'm Robin.
Yeah. Oh, this one fooled everybody. This is probably the best AI image because no one noticed.
See, I still think my favorite moment was when someone was like, "Oh, that voice sounds like an AI," and like I just immediately texted my friend being like, "Hey, people think your voice sounds like an AI."
Wow.
Fire Red. I used to play it all the time as a little kid, but now I barely have time to play anything.
Not to dog on your friend, but they kind of did deliver the lines like they're trying to be AI. It sounds very like, I don't know, like same tone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think they realized there was going to be AI voices in the game. This is just how they sound.
It's unknowingly perfect. It's unknowingly perfect because they do voice it so well that it naturally tricks people. I'm glad that it wasn't like on purpose though, because it just makes it all the more better.
Yeah, I guess I am.
It's interesting that this one tripped up people a lot because like actually looking at the art just now, there's a lot of things I actually noticed when I like scrutinized it. There's some weird shading with one of the hair locks. One of the hair locks just like connects to the skin, to the eyebrow right there. The eyelid.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, that is very weird now that I'm looking at it. Oh
like,
yeah, and then like you can
top
see
of the
like
face.
oh my god, I never noticed this, but the hair has like the same pale like tone. The underside of the hair.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh god, that's actually very unsettling now that I'm looking closer at it.
Yeah.
I also a little bit of development like inside, but our pictures didn't used to be this big. Chase went and overhauled the AI, the UI, and so before it was a little smaller, so it was a little bit harder to see. But having the pictures this big make it so much easier for like when you're looking for like the small details. Like even looking at our detective, spoiler alert, he's also AI generated image, voice, everything. But I mean, he doesn't have a nose.
I think the image is pretty easy to tell that it's AI.
He's got a hole in his face. I don't think people got tricked though. I mean, like, a lot of people, the voice like gave it away, but I thought a lot of people thought that detective like it fooled some people.
You're welcome. Hopefully my answers were helpful.
Are they guilty?
It does sound like AI. Oh my goodness.
So this one's art.
They're AI, but what about them as AI?
Some of the lines I don't know why it doesn't register, but that's all right. I think it's the last one.
I don't think we did Valerie yet.
We haven't talked to Valerie.
These two I think are the last ones.
Okay.
What is it? Can't you see I'm busy? No,
I forget. Was this one human?
I saw they were offering
This
money,
is
and I
human.
figured it was better than staying at home with my crazy mom.
Oh my gosh, so my friend had such a hard time voicing these lines.
Really?
Yeah, they were getting super tripped up on some of the sentences.
I'm pretty sure this is the one I actually trained the AI of, if I remember right.
Who wrote the dialogue for this?
I wrote the dialogue for this.
Okay.
Oh yeah, do you remember what the favorite video game is, Sebastian?
I do remember what the favorite video game is.
What is it?
Oh yeah.
No,
I remember.
I think you should test it and see.
Alright. I know it too.
Subway Surfers, obviously.
It's iconic.
Yeah.
Everyone cracked up at that one.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's the dream job that was the hardest line to voice for this.
Let me hear this one.
Dream job? No one's really asked me before. Well, I'd really like to set up a paint shop in France.
That's a very strangely written line.
I'm sorry about that.
No, I think it's great. I think it works.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it worked great.
I
It just
go
was.
now.
It was their first time ever voicing lines, and they were all like just trying to go in one shot. Be like, okay, no reading ahead, just read it through.
Oh, that's hard. That's hard. That's impossible.
Yeah,
Even if it's like the most human line in the world.
On to the next suspect.
I think this is the last one.
Hi, how can I help?
Oh, this is the British guy.
Yeah, this is the British guy.
Did people figure out? No, people said that this was a AI voice.
Yeah, they said it was the voice.
I was grabbing coffee with
But
Oberg.
looking back at
You
it,
can
the
ask him
picture's
yourself.
really bad.
Pictures, it's just too detailed for a pencil. I agree with what Chase was talking about with the artist friends. Like when you think about it, it's like this is just a really detailed like pencil sketch where like I think most people wouldn't go this. Like it feels like the AI is mimicking a pencil sketch style off of like an actual image it's generating.
This one would always freak me out because like look at the face. It looks like the face is kind of just pasted onto the neck.
Yeah.
It does kind of. I think the tie is really well done though. If you don't look at the non-human features, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Anything from the neck down is good, but then like the eyes are just so unsettling.
Yeah. The hair's
My
not
family
bad.
means a lot
but
to me.
The hair's
They've
pretty
always
good.
been supportive of me ever since I was a little boy.
I love this voice. You deliver these lines perfectly. Like it makes it seem like too perfect, and it's AI. I can see why people got tricked up by this one.
Death is a fact of life. If it weren't for death, we wouldn't appreciate life. So, no, I'm not scared.
I would if I needed a
Yeah.
British guy in my game, I know I just hire you. I don't care.
Not a real British person.
Not a real British person.
Not real.
It just sounds so good.
Anything else, detective?
Damn.
Are they guilty?
I appreciate it.
So this is AI
What exactly
generated.
is off about them? Time to move on.
It's interesting.
100%.
100%.
Let's
There we
go.
And they say that the developers don't know what they're talking about. But
There we
yeah,
go.
that was fun.
We
That
got
was
it.
great. We'll just
Yeah.
restart. But yeah, any last words you guys want to add before we call it a day with this commentary? Almost at 45 minutes, I guess. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like one of my favorite game projects I did this year.
Yeah, it's a really cool experiment, and I think the payoff from like having everyone play it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I genuinely think, like, and I was talking about with Chase earlier, it's like, this is one of those games and one of those ideas that you just couldn't do, like, a semester ago. Or maybe you could, but it'd be harder. And then a year ago, like, you couldn't do. You straight up couldn't do, right? Because, like, this is, the technology that's available to us right now is, like, it just got, like for context, like, Chat-GPT, like, basically got released, like, what, like,
September,
right? And
Yeah.
and like
Last
11
year.
Labs and Dalle have been around for a bit, but like when I say a bit, like maybe a year and a half, right? And so a lot of this technology is like brand spanking new, and so it's really cool to like integrate that in this game, and it feels like a lot of times I don't feel like I'm doing something cutting edge. I feel like a lot of times I'm making something that's replicated that could be made, 20 years ago, but like it's what I can do. But this is one of those games that I feel like, oh wow, I'm really making something that's unique. It's something that like I don't think like somebody could have made 2-3 years ago. So I really enjoyed the process of this game. Very interesting, very cool.
Yeah.
To be part of.
Do we have predictions as far as, well, first of all, like, which technologies do we think are production ready for automating some of the game development process? And then what are our predictions for the other tools being ready to use?
Oh,
I think. Yeah, you go first, Chase.
I would say concept art is a destroyed industry at this point. Like, anyone could make concept art because, like, it's as much as we nitpick these, concept art is meant to be able to be nitpicked. It's meant to give an impression. And now you could easily give that impression with a few keystrokes. And then I would say in a few months, we're going to see most AI art for like portraits and stuff.
Yeah.
Perfectly satisfiable.
And even if it doesn't even if it's not used as official concept art, the art that it generates can lead to some really cool ideas from if you go based off of the art,
I mean, couldn't you even generate something with AI and then just have a human trace over it and then make it like, because AI art is basically 90%. I feel like it's 90% convincing with some weird inconsistencies here and there, but you could easily have a human go in and change that.
Oh yeah, you could. Yeah, you could definitely have a human touch it up.
Honestly, I think the biggest change that like this AI stuff, and I think this game shows, it could be very helpful for like, I don't know, indie people, like people who like me, like I am a coder. I don't do art, and I mean, you heard my voice acting, it's okay, but like if this technology gets any better, like suddenly I can start making like maybe not like AAA levels like every like size, but I can definitely make AAA style like games in terms of like voice acting and art. Even if I am not an artist myself, I could just do a one-man machine kind of thing. And it's not even going to be just limited to like, Undertale's like pixel art, right? I could start making like, generally pretty good actual art, So I don't know. I'm excited to see what this technology does, but it's also equal parts scary because it really is replacing a lot of people's, skills.
Right. I think it's interesting because I don't necessarily think that it's going to flat out replace people's skills. There's a thing that I heard about from when they were trying to use AI to essentially do like lawyer work. And in order to do like anything regarding the legal system, you have to have a very good knowledge of how that all works. One of the things that one of the interviewees said was that they don't think that it's going to be AI replacing lawyers. They think it's going to be lawyers who can use AI replacing lawyers who don't. And I think that extends to a lot of other industries as well. I think that like for concept art and things, AI is definitely good enough that you can do it on your own. But there is probably also a human touch that you can't get with AI that I'm sure a lot of AAA studios will opt to use as well. And I think AI will be used as more of like a generative tool than it will as a replacement for those things, you know?
I could also see it becoming a shrinkage. Like, you will have your 2D artist, but instead of having a team of 10, you go down like to a team of 3.
Sure, yeah.
I guess thank you for listening. If you made it this far, I am sure most people probably didn't, but that's okay. Hopefully this game is available for people to play. If you're hearing this, hopefully there's a link in the description. So you can play this either on itch.io or Steam or, I don't know, GitHub. So yeah, feel free to play. Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys all have a lovely day. Goodbye.